Hello and welcome. I'm Gleemo. I'm the Keeper of the Chronicles for this Call of Cthulhu massive Nyarlathotep campaign on Roll20 and streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to session 33 and what I expect will be the finale of Egypt, unless you surprise me. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I'm having my isolation barbecue. I'm also working overtime on a server migration for a client since I can't actually go anywhere or have people over. That's my fun long weekend. How's everybody else doing? Sean, what's going on?
I'm having a pretty good weekend myself. Finally got my barbecue as well cleaned up and ready to go. A big ado shout out to a Kickstarter I've backed called the Troubleshooters. It has a very reminiscent of mechanics of the basic role-playing system like Call of Cthulhu, based on the Franco-Belgium comics like Tintin and things like that in 1960s that never happened.
Cool. I just backed some comic series that based on a 1920s that never happened. What was it called? It just closed like this morning. Electropunk, Children of the Future. It's in an alternate history where Nikolai Tesla's lab never burned to the ground.
Nice. Oh, and I also think I may have figured out what some of the super backer things give me.
Oh yeah.
Like, apparently I have the ability, if something I've backed, I can get Kickstarter to go and nudge people and go, give them an update, give them an
update. Nice. George, what's going on in your world?
Things are sort of chugging along. I think work-wise, it's starting to slowly pick up. But the nature of what I do depends on the broader economy. And as we were saying before, I think that there's been a massive government overreaction, and the lockdown should have started a couple of weeks earlier once we understood the pathology of the coronavirus. So just waiting for things to continue picking up.
Yeah, fingers crossed that things come back and we don't hit a second wave, and that we can all, maybe end of summer get our lives back. Wouldn't that be a nice idea? Carl, what's going on in your world?
Just finished barbecue number 2 tonight, so that's good. Still way too much work, way too little time. Not sure what we're gonna do in the summer. At least the weather's been good. That's what I've got so far.
Alrighty. Oren, what's happening with you?
It's like the rest of you guys getting the barbecue ready. Gonna do some pulled pork tomorrow. And I'm waiting for my Kickstarter on a card game about everybody being a cultist. And trying to make yourself the best cult around while making sure the others stay in the dumps.
Nice. Okay, so last session was mythos inspiring and sanity breaking. You found out that mundane means could not destroy the mummy of Queen Nitocris. Jesse used his insane recall to remember that the elder god Nodens was said to oppose Nyarlathotep, and that you had an artifact, the Mask of Hayama, that would allow you to contact Nodens. Alistair volunteered to don the mask and to attempt to make contact with an elder god. Nodens appeared to Alistair in a vision and agreed to aid you in stopping the resurrection of Nitocris. He gave you a special dagger, which when plunged into the eye of the mummy turned it to dust, and you proceeded to spread this dust halfway across Egypt so the mummy could not be reconstituted. You then returned to Cairo, and Lewis performed the enchantment of the living flame and used the fires of Cthulhu to destroy the crown of Nitocris. With both her mummy and her crown destroyed, you believe that you have put her forever in the realm of the dead. You were ready to leave Egypt, but your friend Dr. Kafur told you that he'd had a vision and that there was something in the bent pyramid in Dashur that you needed to see. So, it is Saturday, March 21st, 1925. I believe you told me you plan to check out of your hotel this morning and head to Dashur. Is that still the plan?
I do believe so. If we're heading to the bent pyramid, we would probably be doing that.
Okay. How are you getting to Dashur? Are you taking there is a train line that runs there, or you could hire a private car, or
Do we still have that private car we had gotten earlier?
no, that's long gone. It
Shall
was
we continue taking the private cars just for more anonymity?
You've got a lot of stuff with you if you're bringing everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So we do need some form of proper transportation.
2 cars.
Yeah, we could get the 2 cars.
Okay,
2 cars.
2 cars. Okay, so heading to Dashur, taking 2 cars. Very well. So it takes you about 45 minutes to an hour to get down to Dashur. So you end up getting there around lunchtime. There are 2 major pyramid tourist attractions in this area. There is the Red Pyramid and the Bent Pyramid. Both were built on the orders of Sneferu, the first pharaoh of the 4th dynasty.
Do we want to check into a hotel first, and then that way we have time, or do we want to go straight to the bent?
We have the items that we got from the pyramid, right? Like, I thought we were just trying to destroy them.
We did destroy one of them. We destroyed the crown. I do believe the other 2 we left with
You had left them with Dr. Kafur
Dr.
at the end
Kafur.
of last session.
Mostly because we don't have a way of destroying them or really taking care of them, but
Yeah.
we got rid of at least one of them.
So that's why we're fairly sure that we've kept the worst case scenario from occurring. At least we hope. And I do believe we heard some type of cosmic scream when we destroyed the crown.
You did.
So wait, what time is it?
It's around lunchtime.
I'm
I say we
thinking,
do the thing.
it'd be nice to have at least a base in case we need it.
This is Paul, man. Let's go on guns blazing. Ian says it's the last session.
Guns blazing, carrying your luggage.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well,
We're gonna.
we don't
I
need
think
much
we're gonna check in.
We're way overthinking this.
Yeah, let's just check into a hotel.
Okay.
Makes the most sense.
You check into a hotel.
And then shall we get once Is it still? How long would it take to get to the bent pyramid or catch the last couple tours?
They don't do tours of these pyramids that they tell you.
Oh, okay.
So, what's the tourist attraction?
You can see the outside of them, but they're not open to the public.
Oh, okay. Well, let's head out that way then. At least look at the outside. So take that way. We only need one of the cars to go out there with the five of us.
But it is like going and seeing the outside is a public. It's not unusual, right, for tourists?
It is not unusual.
Okay. Just
Okay.
wanted to see how much caution we'd have to take, right?
Never hurts to get a good perusal ahead of time.
Okay. So where are you heading?
To the bent pyramids.
Very well.
That was what was told to us.
Okay. So your driver drives you out towards the bent pyramid. You pass the red pyramid along the way, and you can see that the top of it definitely does have that pinkish limestone that you found on that piece of stone that you got from Nuri of El Wasta. And he drives you up to the bent pyramid, and drops you off in front. The bent pyramid is so called because the angles of its walls change between its upper and lower sections, giving it a strangely curved, squat appearance. Your driver tells you this was constructed before the Red Pyramid, and there are many theories as to its unusual shape. Much of the pyramid's limestone cladding is still in place, hinting at what an awe-inspiring sight it must have been in ages past. Entrances to the bent pyramid exist on its west and north faces. Another feature, along with its shape and intact cladding, makes the bent pyramid most unusual. Other pyramids only have one entrance facing north. The main entrance, the driver tells you is the north entrance. As he's driving you around the pyramid, you see that the west door is unguarded, although a wooden barricade blocks passage. The north entrance, there are 2 guards out front.
Shall we do the usual thing and walk around it? Maybe just go up and talk to the guards just to generally find out first of all, find out if it's okay just to look around. Obviously, they're probably not going to let us in, but we can at least get some details from them of the situation.
I assume these are regular guards.
Well, they don't appear to be Mythos monsters or anything.
Irregular guards.
They look like Egyptian police then.
Yes.
All right. As far as we can tell. What do you think, gentlemen?
So the driver says, if you folks are going to be a little while, I'll go and fill the tank with petrol and meet you back in an hour or so.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll make sure to grab my canteen since it gets, hot out in the desert, even though it is March. So what do you think, Sean? Or Seamus, I should say.
Well, So, what do you think we are actually looking for here? An entrance point? Any symbols? It's kind of where I'd have Alistair take a look over it with his, you know, he's the one really that would have the knowledge here. Very least, shall we take a look around and maybe do a few spot hidden type things?
And yeah, I'll be looking around for any hieroglyphs I can see on the outside that might get some indication as well.
Any weird symbols? That
Where are you doing your reconnoitering?
Shall we just check out the? Yeah, we'll go. Since there's no guards on the western, we'll check out the western first.
Okay.
What are we looking for here?
We're not sure, but we were told to go here by Kafur, so I suspect there's probably something here, possibly in the inside. I have a funny feeling.
Okay. If you want to make your spot hidden rolls, go ahead.
You know, just based on also what we saw, this, you know, the Sphinx and the other.
Mm-hmm.
That was a spectacular failure.
Yeah, we're all having
Let's
lousy luck
see.
spotting anything.
Alistair. Character sheets.
Jesse is on top of it today.
Like there's any skill involved.
Okay. So Jesse, you definitely notice as you're looking at the, kind of knocking on the boards on the west entrance, that several of these are loose, and you believe that you could very easily shove them aside and wriggle on in and then put them back, and no one would be the wiser.
Are we doing that right now?
You tell me.
Is that the idea? What we're trying to get in, or just scope the place out?
Sure, why not? You found the loose boards.
Pyramid falls down you, you die.
I'll keep a watch out for him while he's fooling around with the boards.
Okay. I mean, there's no one around, so if you want to
All right, kick the door down.
sneak on in.
Kick the door down, kill the monsters, take the loot.
Perfect.
Classic RPG.
Okay.
And then we find we entered the mouth of the beast.
So a passage leads to a funerary chamber, roughly in the center of this great pile of stone.
The hell you say?
The chamber is devoid of artifacts, though two remarkably thick and startlingly white alabaster columns stand at the rear of the room.
I'm going to look to see if there's any hieroglyphs I can read or anything like that to give me any ideas.
There do not appear to be any hieroglyphs.
How big is this place? Sounds big.
Yeah, it's about a 50-foot square room, but the only thing that seems remarkable at all are the pillars at the back.
Gonna check out the pillars in the back.
Okay.
Wait, so is this... I mean, I can't imagine this is like an undiscovered thing, right? This is just
Probably not.
normal part of the pyramid, right? Like, is it? I mean, it looks like people have been here.
It looks like people have been here. Yeah, I mean, it's there was no twists or turns from the west entrance. It drops into this room.
In other words, we're not making a massively new discovery.
No.
but feel free to make a spot hidden roll as you
It's just like a loose
investigate
board all this time.
the
No.
pillars.
Oh, hold it here. Did I? I guess I did. I did spot hidden.
Okay. The right-hand pillar appears to have a secret door
No. Inside the pillar?
inside the pillar.
What's the diameter of the pillar?
It's big.
Okay.
It's easily 20 feet around.
Look what I found here.
And it's sunk into the wall. The back half of it. So about half of the pillar extends into the room. And the rightmost one, you find a latch that opens a secret door.
Wow, it's pretty amazing how there are all these secret chambers in these buildings that have been around for thousands of years and are now tourist traps. Nobody's ever noticed them.
Welcome to Pulp Cthulhu.
Alternate universe.
No, hell, they're still finding things out today because only with the advent of some of the modern X-ray portable equipment.
Look how many sites they found just with using satellite photos.
What is your plan?
Well, I will attempt to open the secret door
Okay.
while I pull out a flashlight.
Well, I'm assuming you already had flashlights out because it's
Yeah.
pitch dark in this place. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that we had our flashlights
Yep.
from the other place.
exactly. So there is a set of stairs leading up.
All right. Gentlemen, shall I lead?
Lead ahead.
All right. So I start going up the stairs.
Okay. You go up. There are 20 steps, and then a series of ramps. Jesse, as an archaeologist, you figure out pretty quickly that these ramps appear to be leading up towards the interior of the capstone of the pyramid.
Okay. Were these used to build the pyramid, you think?
You're not sure. You think that they could have
Ramps
been,
on
but
the
you
inside.
you also feel like there might be a more of a purpose behind this, especially given the hidden entrance.
Well, this isn't good. Onward and upward to our doom.
Very well.
Did we
How
rest
wide's it?
anything between this session and last session, by the way?
I
Did we rest?
I
I'm
Yeah,
down hit points.
Yeah, I do believe we did.
can't remember if we get
Yeah,
it, but
we did
Probably
after the
not.
spells.
yeah, you can take 2 hit points back. That's fine.
Okay.
I can't remember if we covered that at the end of last session or not, but you can have the
I
hit
think we
points.
did. Yeah, because I was pretty wiped.
Okay. At the top of the topmost ramp, you get back on level ground, and there is an asymmetrical arch.
Asymmetrical arch.
Yes.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of having an arch?
Well, this is the bent pyramid,
Oh, okay.
and
It's
it
the
leads
architect's
into a
The arch's
room.
strength is based on its symmetry. Okay, so wait. Architecture aside. Wait, well, can we go through the arch?
You can go through the arch into the room. Okay. Inside, there is a throne upon a dais. Behind and to the sides are a series of bas reliefs and some sort of pictorial wall carving. While around the space are 6 pillars, each of them about 5 feet high. And Alistair suddenly remembers something. And I will show this to all of you. It is from Life of a God. And it describes this room. Its external angles were magnificent and most strange by their hideous beauty. I was enraptured and enthralled, and I thought myself of the daylight fools who had adjudged the housing of this room as mistaken. I laughed for the glory that they missed. Through the twisted doors of the jeweled throne of darkness, I came with all reverence and humility to gaze upon the scenes of celestial majesty and rebirth. And when the 6 lights were lit and the great word said, then he came in all the grace and splendor of the higher planes, and I longed to sever my veins so that my life might flow into his being and make part of me a god. So, that's not ominous or anything.
No, that's
No,
perfectly
absolutely
normal.
Actually, this room kind of reminds me of the last scene in Ghostbusters. Wasn't that Dias as well?
I'm gonna take a look at what's on the walls as we come in. Just slowly pan around on the walls.
Okay.
To the left.
So anyway, there are 6 pillars. They're about 5 feet high, and each one is topped with a alien-looking gem. The throne rests above the floor on a stepped dais. It's carved from black obsidian and encrusted with precious stones. And I will accept a science, geology, or appraise roll if anyone has those to learn more about the stones.
You say geology?
Science, geology, or appraise.
I've got kind of a praise.
Geology.
I praise my stuff. Nope.
Fail. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I will do a praise even though my praise sucks, just to try it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Raised inscriptions cover the wall behind the throne. Some of these glyphs appear to be Egyptian, and some of them are definitely not. I will take a language hieroglyphics or Cthulhu mythos roll.
Ooh.
Damn it. I'm not even going to bother rolling.
Extreme success on Egyptian. Okay. The glyphs foretell the impending birth of the child of Nyarlathotep within the mountain of the Black Wind. And the date is vague, but you guess that that it would be happening in May of this year.
And it's March right now.
It is March right now. You also remember that Warren Bassart mentioned the messenger of the Black Wind when he was talking with you. And you also remember Alejandro mentioning the Black Wind during one of his crazy madness visions way back when.
Does it say anything else besides that? I mean, like, You
Uh,
know, usually these things have precursors, like before this occurs, this will be seen, and
no, strangely not. It's. I mean, there's some usual like formality and fluffy words, but other than that, like there's not. It doesn't list signs and portents.
this is like the most direct interpretation of stuff I've seen in ages.
You also uh, remember in one of Jackson's rambling things, he talks about a mountain of the Black Wind in Kenya. There is also a wall to the left of the throne, which holds a large star chart and a smaller depiction of specific planetary positions in the solar system. Formidable looking astrological symbols ring the latter relief. And I will take a science astronomy, Cthulhu mythos, or occult roll.
My best bet is probably an occult. No. No clue.
Let's see if Alistair can help you out here. Alistair.
Yeah, because his mythos is getting pretty high.
His mythos is getting pretty high, but his occult is better. Okay, Alistair got a successful occult roll. So Alistair looks at this and he only recognizes a couple of the stars off of this, but he does recognize the planetary configuration, and that it corresponds to January 14th, 1926, which is the date of a total solar eclipse that will race across the Indian Ocean. On the right wall of the throne, next year, January 14th of next year. On the right wall of the throne room is a distorted map, which I will show you now. Maybe. If I can find where I put it. There it is.
Sorry there.
It is a distorted map carved into the wall of Eurasia, Africa, and Australia, and the Western Pacific. Mountains, rivers, and continental outlines are easily recognized, but no cities or nations are shown. 3 uncut rubies form an elongated triangle, each respectively marking a point in the East China Sea, central Kenya, and Western Australia. And I will take a appraise, archaeology, or arts and craft, either fine arts, carving, or stonemasonry, to learn more about the map.
What is that arc that's carved into it too?
It is an inlaid ebony band,
Failed.
and it goes across the Indian Ocean.
No. I'm too intrigued by.
So Jesse, you believe that despite the fact that this map looks old, you believe it is a relatively recent addition to the chamber.
Jesse's player was thinking that too.
There are also arcane symbols bordering the map, which I will take a Cthulhu Mythos roll for you to figure out what they mean.
Boom. Mythos it.
Okay.
It's all the stuff.
It is 2 lines that say, "The old ones shall come hence. All shall tremble before their awful might."
And by that, I'm trembling. It's the end of days, folks.
But the old ones weren't awful or not awful. They were just didn't give a crap about humanity because they were exponentially more powerful and huge.
They're awful to behold.
It's just because we don't understand them. It would break their brain.
Dogs and cats living together.
Oil and water mixing.
Mass hysteria. Okay. At this point, suddenly there's
yeah, bad things happen in a year.
suddenly there is a whoomp, and all of the alien gems atop the 6 pillars catch fire.
Laser beams.
The entrance to the throne room condenses into solid rock, and suddenly on the throne appears a tall and handsome man, haughty and magnificent, full-voiced and extending an aura of glittering malice. You've seen a bust of this man in Gavigan's workroom. You are in the presence of the Black Pharaoh, and I am going to need sanity rolls from everybody.
I thought you said he was handsome.
Wow.
And
Finally make it when it counts.
Boom!
That's
all right,
my-
Alistair fails.
Come on.
Okay, anyone that fails loses 4 sanity. Alistair's not looking good. That brings him down to 18 sanity. Wait, no, that's his hit points. That's his hit points. It's although it brings him down to 29 sanity, that's not that much better. That's why I got confused. They were both so low.
Sandy is dump stat, or was it just that it's worked out?
Power was one of his dump stats. Although, yeah, he
just kept reading the books.
he just kept reading the books.
Told him it was time to go to bed. Wouldn't listen.
Nothing is good about reading books.
As the Black Pharaoh materializes, the air boils and bends to his left and right. Foul, unearthly music toys with your minds, taunting and disappointing you. The smell of death is everywhere.
I try to support.
He doesn't do anything?
He looks at you and kind of waits for a moment and then says,
"Gentlemen, I have been waiting for you. Greetings, Seamus, Martin, Jesse, Lewis, Alistair."
How come he sounds like a pedo?
In a witness protection program.
He might, the jigsaw or something. I don't know.
My, what a lovely singing voice you have.
Seamus,
Can't
tell me
say the
what it
same.
is you most desire.
Oh no, this came
Keep
up
up, Marshmallow Man.
5. Don't answer him.
I want more sanity.
All of you, tell me, what is it that you most desire in the whole world?
I'd like to leave this room.
Don't think about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Let's see. What would I desire? I'm going to read my own backstory.
So he's smiling and looking
Respect.
expectantly at all of you, and it appears he actually expects an answer.
I'm going to say, what?
Now, gentlemen, it can't be that hard of a question.
Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, Jesse would say, kind of like, he, when I wrote the character, he was like, kind of like, he was an archaeologist who was always kind of like tomb raiding and selling stuff. But I would say probably like secretly he'd want like respect of his academic peers.
Okay.
Or a way out of the room. One of those.
What does Seamus want?
Ooh. Moment, I don't think he really wants to answer this question. It's a good question. I'm trying to think. I'm reading my own backstory.
Thank you, Jesse. Gentlemen, Seamus, what is it that you desire most?
If it's more fun, Jesse also apparently has a photo of an unnamed saloon girl in his notebook. Cause
Adventure. Oh, that's what I'm going to say.
Always a worthy cause.
everyone's
Lewis,
gotta say yo mama.
what can I offer you? What is it that your heart desires most?
Let's see here. World peace, about another foot taller, maybe my friend Jackson Elias back alive.
Martin, what is it that you desire most of all?
Martin is kind of a live the day to day type of fellow, so he doesn't really plan ahead that much. I suppose he would just like to be able to die happily in his bed, surrounded by his family of old age. That would be pretty good. He'd be pretty happy with that.
Okay. I'm looking at Alistair's sheet here and trying to think of something that Bill won't kill me so much for saying that he wants.
Sanity.
Wants more knowledge of the universe.
You know he
Way
probably
Cthulhu.
does, and he's probably insane enough to say that.
Well, isn't his character been looking for somebody or something?
He had a backstory element like that, but it got corrupted during one of his bouts of insanity. Okay, so the Black Pharaoh ponders for a moment. He seems to be considering the weight of what you all have asked for. And then he says to you,
I can give you all of these things. I can make all of your wishes come true. All you have to do is give up your foolish quest and serve me, and I will reward you in the manner that you yourselves have described. What say you, gentlemen?
That's a definite no-no, Daffy.
is anyone taking the Black Pharaoh up on his offer?
We survived vampires in Colombia and various cults for this.
What does it mean to serve him? Do we have any idea? Like, does that mean like becoming zombies or something?
You
Well, let's think about all the other creeps that we've run into, right? What do you think?
We're not
I'm
going
wondering if I'm finally going to get my cool guys don't look at
occultist?
explosions moment.
I mean, cultist isn't that bad.
How many have we cut down?
Well, I'm just saying it could be worse. If all he expects is some culting. This is an aside because I don't remember. What did the like we got like a pendant or something from like Bast? What was that
Yes.
supposed to do?
You just know that it is uh, a favor of Bast.
We
Okay.
need to get the Black Panther in here to kick this guy's butt.
We're in his territory right now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's no way out of the room now.
There is no way out of the room.
What the fuck? It's
I
just
think if we don't aggro him, he'll just leave eventually, right? Because
it can't be that.
metagaming wise, there's at least one whole other story arc we haven't touched yet.
Hmm.
But how can that be?
I don't think we can get out of the room by ourselves because the door is magically sealed. I don't think we can fight this guy because he's a celestial level threat. So we just ignore him and he'll go away.
He's gonna expect an answer, though.
Martin looks for some sand to put his head in, I guess.
Well,
You got to do the Indiana
So-
Jones thing. Don't look at him.
I mean,
Look away.
more than likely, Lewis is going to say, as much as your offer is grandiose and I appreciate the offer. You know, I'm one of these types that once I start something, I don't stop until I finish it. Nothing against you, and like I said, under other circumstances, if I wasn't busy with taking care of things, I would gladly take your offer. But in this case, I am sad to decline your, and I'm humbled by your presence.
I'm already serving a number of other Mythos level entities. It's just,
Well, there's no workers' comp if you're a cultist, right?
I just feel like I'd be betraying the.
Oh, but from I gather, they do have a great appendage replacement, arm for a tentacle.
I guess to that. Also, there's a non-zero chance you'll be killed by adventurers or sacrificed by your fellow cultists.
Oh, never say never.
So are any of
be
you?
arranged.
But this is a lot to get published in an academic journal.
Yeah.
It's like, let's see, paper and recognition.
And don't forget, it has to be verified by others.
Are any of you accepting?
By the Black Pharaoh.
Are any of you accepting his offer?
No, I'm not
What does
planning
that
to.
look like?
Okay.
Come on, just look at the track record this guy has. Everybody that I think so far we run into, we've smoked.
But see, at the climax of every episode, the non-showing player is always sacrificed. 3 episodes have ended that way. Orc, the prequel, and
Considering the possible sanity losses that could occur from this, that might be taken care of.
So why? Alistair Leroy Jenkins. That's what I think. He's insane.
He's gotta know. He's gotta know.
I'm tempted to text him and ask him.
Oh, just do it.
Do it.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. You like if Bill was leaving the game, I would absolutely have him do it. But just because he's stuck with the in-laws, I don't want to kill his character on him. Okay, so
should I do it?
are you going to do it? I thought you had declined, but.
Well, now I'm kind of curious. Just from like a story standpoint, right? I don't know. No, we don't think we should do this. I shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea.
I'm not gonna say one way, one way the other.
You
Everybody
don't think
plays
it'd be
their character.
entertaining?
Hey, I leave it up to you. It's your character. Do what you want to do.
So
Yeah.
entertaining.
What is Jesse doing?
So tempting. Should I roll for it? Would that be fun?
Why not?
Okay, odds or evens? Evens, I don't do it. Oh!
Leroy Jenkins.
All right. Jesse decides at first that it's not a good idea, but then decides that this would be the scoop, so to say, of like a generation.
Remind me what Jesse wished for?
They were kind of two. The first thing I said was like respect from his academic peers, because he was always kind of like I don't know, kind of like an archaeological hooligan, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you? I mean,
Okay.
it's a little vague. I guess that means like discovering something, like that. Like
Okay.
Ark of the Covenant level things, right? Like going down in history kind of thing, I guess. If you had to pulp it up, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Let me ask one other question before we get on with this.
Oh dear God.
Is Jesse being truthful in saying yes that he will accept the Black Pharaoh's offer? Or is he lying?
I hadn't thought of the. I hadn't thought of that it was. I hadn't thought about lying actually. That's an interesting angle. What would he do? Am I lying now or am I not lying? I should lie more.
You tell me.
It's all
I
a
just
lie.
like is it a lie? Or is it the truth?
This is interesting. I will roll my power, and if I succeed, then it's a lie. If I don't succeed, then it's not a lie. Oh no! So I am now lying. This is kind of really interesting.
Okay. Definitely not the result that I... Okay. Okay, so...
Someone has to do it.
So the,
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have lied.
I'll let you take it back.
What do you think would be the most fun?
Before I start telling you what happens, I'll let you take it back.
I want.
You just want to know what happens.
Should you stay or should you go now?
No, I want to play this like Fate style. Like, what is like the most entertaining outcome? Is if I lie or I don't lie, and I would go with that.
Remember, this is a god, and God does know that you lie.
He might know I'm lying anyways. So if he's a god and he knows I'm lying, or finds that I'm lying, then I'll probably be like disintegrated. If I'm not lying, then I'll probably be assimilated. Disintegration or assimilation?
I've been assimilated.
All right, let's go with the lying. Let's
You are...
let the dice roll
Okay.
as they are and see what happens.
Okay. So the Black Pharaoh waves his hand, and the hemispheric map shimmers and vanishes, forming a swirling gateway. And he looks at you and says,
Jesse, you must go through the gateway in order to be transported to where you need to go for your heart's desire.
Huh. Do I see anything beyond the gate?
You can't. It's just
Blackness.
swirling colors.
Swirling colors. All right. Should I go through with it?
You tell me.
Do other people want to talk me down?
If he starts moving, I start cursing him out in 3 separate languages.
I'm stupid. I only know like 2. 1.5. Stop talking to me with your Egypt talk. I don't know what that means, for God's sakes.
Lewis is going, remember, this guy has anything he done become out good?
Has he done other things? How are we getting out of the room, though? What if we step through the portal and we
remember what happened to your friend Jackson Elias?
He was cut down by cultists.
His men. And what happened to England, to our other compatriot, taken over by one of his people?
What? How far away am I from this portal?
You're probably 2-3 feet away.
If I get closer to it, like, does it change in any way? Does it feel like anything? Can you stick your hand through it? Can you just like,
You won't be able to stick your hand through it. Once you touch it, that's gonna be it.
That's a suck-in move.
I mean, this guy's evil, right? How do I know he's gonna keep his promise?
Nyarlathotep is a god. He's probably got a bazillion better things to do than talk to us right now. So if he doesn't murder us all, eventually he's going to get bored and leave.
We're less than an ant, okay?
So why would he bother granting us stuff? This doesn't make any sense.
Why do children light ants on fire with magnifying glasses?
It's fun. Because I don't know. I haven't tried that personally, but it does sound kind of fun. All right. Evens. Evens I try and go through. I try and
Oh,
go
geez.
through. It's been destined.
Okay.
I'm like, it's the only way we're going to get out of here. I'm using my, does my insane recall tell me anything about this? Probably not, right?
You've never encountered anything like this before, so that you would have nothing to recall.
I remember everything perfectly, though. Okay, where did I end up?
Okay, so you
Wait, so you're actually moving forward, right?
I'm actually going to try and do it.
Do we have any chance of like trying to stop him?
I'll let you
Seems like a thing.
I'll let you make a let me look at the character sheet. I think Dex is probably the only thing that
Oh, come on.
like
Can we trip him?
Don't trip me. Why are you tripping?
um
Something amazing might happen.
is there a yeah. I think just a straight out Dex check would be the thing to see if you can trip
What's wrong with you folks?
push him out of the way before he goes through.
If we do it this way, you know what's going to happen.
Jesse, I'll let you make an opposed check if you can if you can get a hard or better, you make it through before they.
Oh, it's destined. It's not hard.
Okay. I'll let you either push it or spend luck if you want to, or you can take the result that Seamus knocks you down before you get into it.
Is this the most entertaining thing that could happen? Let's just leave it at this.
Okay.
We got one roll on all the things. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Really wanted to know what's on the other side.
You're breaking the
So the-
basic rule of role playing.
so the-
Never split the party.
So the Black
Yeah.
Pharaoh
If that.
looks at disdainfully at Seamus and says,
I was trying to fulfill my destiny. Black Pharaoh, strike them down.
Are you actually saying this?
Not at the moment, I guess. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? Look, it's the lights, the colors.
Jeez, this reminds me so much. I'm listening to right now podcast with a bunch of celebrity gamers playing the Peruvian parts of masks. Two of them become cultists of Nyarlathotep already, just in Peru. It's so going sideways. This
Wait,
is
they become cultists? That's awesome.
yeah.
See, that's so awesome.
All right. So
Oh, strike them down.
so you see the Black Pharaoh's expression change to one of immense irritation, and his tone grows cruel and mocking.
You are foolish to continue your present efforts.
Not me.
The gods you defy are too powerful to be discomfited by the efforts of mere mortals. You have no hope of stopping what is to come. As with the Hydra of legend, unless all its heads are removed, the creature still lives. You should meekly and gratefully return to your homes, enjoying your small lives, to await the inevitable fate that must come, rather than continue your doomed and pathetic struggle. You may think you have won by putting Nitocris beyond my reach, but there are far more schemes within schemes that you can never hope to overcome. Your actions are, in the grand scheme of things, ultimately futile.
To underline his point, he waves a hand, and images of the Carlisle expedition's camp in Africa appear where the portal vanishes, and where it was, you see images of the Carlisle's camp in Africa.
Look you,
He sneers.
at the fate of those who came before you, and see how they prospered.
You watch as Kenyan bearers come and go. The principal members of the expedition can be seen moving around the camp and discussing their safari. You see all of them: Roger Carlyle, Jack Brady, Hypatia Masters, Robert Houston, and Aubrey Penhew. All is peaceful until terrible screams are heard as scores of winged giant snake-like things descend from the sky. You recognize this as one of the creatures that attacked you at the mosque. While out of the earth lurch diseased mockeries of humanity, twisting fetid columns of black plasticity and other frightful creatures. The carnage is unspeakable. And I am going to need sanity rolls from everybody.
Surprise.
No, I fail.
Lewis failed.
Okay, wow.
I've seen it all.
Bill actually succeeded. Okay. If
World is
you
topsy-turvy.
fail, wow. Okay, I rolled really nice, and I'm not gonna make people who succeeded take more than the people who failed. So, no matter what, you're taking 1 point of sanity loss.
Second. Somewhere my phone is ringing. I'll be right back.
God, the carnage. As I'm watching this, I figure since I blew my sanity roll, I didn't notice anything. Otherwise, I'd ask. So, never mind.
All the members of the expedition are seen being ripped to shreds. And the god laughs, a pitiless, harsh sound that echoes in the sealed chamber.
Jesse, why do you want to work for that guy? He's a dick.
Even the brave know their lot.
Benefits.
All doors are closed to you. All your dreams are doomed. All your struggles are futile.
Why do you want to work for a boss who believes in negative reinforcement? You should have someone who believes in positive reinforcement.
Because
Wait. I just got a communique from Alistair. He's also said he wants to join the Black Pharaoh.
Yes! Black Pharaoh revolt!
Wait a second. So the Carlisle Exposition turned them down, and they got killed? I thought they accepted, and that's why they're living high off the hog. I'm really confused at the moment.
I believe he's showing us lies.
Alistair. You gonna roll to stop Alistair?
I'm texting Alistair to see what he wants to do.
No, I mean like the rest of the party. That's hilarious. Is he playing?
I'm guessing no, given that we've been at this for an hour and a half and he hasn't shown up.
He could just step in
Okay.
after the break, or
Well, I think we're almost done. Unless you all surprise me some more, I think that we're about ready to start doing investigator development.
Alistair.
Okay. At this point, Nyarlathotep slowly disappears before your eyes. and the stone slab filling and blocking the asymmetrical entrance to the throne room dissolves.
That seemed easier than I would have imagined.
What are you doing?
Spending the rest of the adventure resenting that I
Fine.
didn't get to serve Nyarlathotep.
Well, if it's gone, we're leaving. Though I will take.
So close.
Though I will quickly try to commit the one map of the world to memory.
Well, does Jesse have his camera?
I have insane recall if I don't die.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Then we're.
I mean, you could also take a
Sure.
it's well now that the lights have gone out again.
Draw it in our notebooks.
You could probably do a charcoal tracing.
Something like that.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Can we steal any of the gems?
I've got.
Oh yeah. Let's
take
just
a
piss him
jab.
off more.
We're already on his shit list, so whatever.
Don't we live to do that?
That's taking the gems out of the statue's eyes. It has to come alive.
Okay. Once you go back down the ramps and down the stairs, as soon as you enter back into the funerary chamber, you don't even get to close the door. The door, the whole doorway just vanishes. And the pillar is once again just solid stone. There's no sign that the doorway that you went through ever existed.
It's like Dallas. It was all a dream.
But where's the
That
nice shower?
explains so much.
And yet nothing at all. Was that really a thing?
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
it
on the
was
end?
like
Yeah, like what was it, season 5?
or something.
Yeah.
4 or 5? Yeah, that was the entire season they decided was a dream.
Yeah. And the guy woke up in the shower or something like that.
It's really weak.
Yes, it was. It was considered really weak.
Okay, so you guys are standing in the funerary chamber.
The entire campaign was a dream.
I say we get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get on a slow boat to China.
Now that my dreams have been ruined, sure, why not? Whatever.
Once you exit the pyramid, you realize something isn't right. For one thing, it was daylight when you entered here about an hour ago, and now it's night. It's also much warmer than it was when you came in. And you distinctly remember that it was only a couple of days before the new moon when you went in, and now a full moon lights up the sky.
Ah, crap.
And the stars aren't right.
Is it 1926? Or even worse, 1982.
Just pull your cell phone out and check the date on it, right?
Yeah, right.
Damn it, no reception. Stupid T-Mobile.
I assume now that the car is not down below.
The car is not there.
Apes have taken over the planet. Well, Shaw spot.
Welcome to the time warp again.
What happened to all our crap then?
Should be interesting. Well, we did check into a hotel, so
We're gonna have a huge bill.
yeah.
That's okay. It's like, where are we? Egypt?
You are in Egypt.
Well, we're gonna try to.
Guess we have to head back to town.
Yeah, we're gonna try to head back down. If we can catch a ride, do you want to try catch a ride or just walk it?
How far are we?
You're probably 2 miles from the hotel.
Oh, that's nothing.
All right.
That.
Get to the hotel. I gotta look around for a newspaper or something. There's probably a little calendar or a little marker, because I'm trying to figure out what day it is now.
Germany invades North Africa.
It is Halloween, 1925.
Holy shit!
And I'm gonna need a sanity roll for realizing that you just lost 6 months.
Yeah, this is not good.
I'd take losing 6 months right about now.
Yes, yeah, everybody's losing this one.
Oh.
Yep, everybody's losing this one.
You lose one.
By exactly. Oh no, I didn't.
You lose 1 point of sanity if you fail.
Really?
Ah.
Reading the date. I refuse.
All right.
I roll to disbelieve.
Yeah, I want to see versus magic. Shit.
You can make an intelligence check to try to disbelieve.
Would that give me sanity back, or just make me more insane if I fail?
Well, if you there's 2 problems with that. One, if you fail, you'll take more of a sanity loss, and 2, if you succeed but it's real, you'll also take a double sanity loss.
Yeah.
It is something that you can do if you're insane and
Wanna be more insane?
don't know whether the Shogoth that you're seeing is real.
But there's no upside.
Well, if the Shogoth isn't real, if it's just a delusion because you've gone insane, then you won't lose the sanity. But
Okay.
If it's October, wasn't the birth supposed to be in like May?
yes. So
Oh, well.
you didn't stop that.
Means we have to stop one of 2 things, it seems like to me.
So, you're at the hotel.
Must do.
You've just picked up a newspaper and found out that it's October 31st.
Hmm.
Damn it.
Hmm.
Okay. Are we? What was the other pyramid?
All right. Well, this should be interesting. I gather up to the other 4 of them and go, should we try to see if they put our stuff in storage?
They sold it by now.
Maybe, maybe
6
not.
months is forever. Yeah. Hey, do you recognize us from?
Yeah,
I
go up to the
long
desk.
time ago.
It seems that we got a tad delay going elsewhere, and we were wondering if our bags are here, if we could even get a room.
I will accept a luck roll to see if they still have any of your stuff.
This should be fun. Do you want me to do the luck roll, or is it a group luck roll?
I will accept a group luck roll.
It's a group luck roll.
All of you roll it, and if any of you succeed,
Yeah.
All right.
crit. Okay. Yes. You crit it. So yes, amazingly, they did not throw your stuff out. And through some subtle bribery, you're able to get your things, and and you can get a room for the night while you regroup and figure out your next move.
Well, gentlemen,
Going into the period, do we feel like we've aged 6 months? I mean, I don't know how we tell, but
You do not. You felt like you spent an hour in the exploring the pyramid, maybe 90 minutes.
Do our characters know we have to go to China, or is that just player knowledge?
So you know things are going on in China. You know that one of the rubies on the map is in China.
and we also know from Jackson Elias, and I do believe a note that we found through our investigation of Gavigan, that Brady is still alive and that Brady is trying to be hunted down by the cult. So my feeling is the enemy of our enemy is our friend. I mean, he might know some stuff that we don't. At least, along those lines.
That picture of the bas relief that has the ruby off of the coastline, that looks like it's in Japan.
Well, remember, there's tons of islands off the Chinese coast too, so it could be one of the islands. But that is over in the, we have clues from Elias also, something about Shanghai. We could stop in Hong Kong first, because we knew that there had been a sighting of Brady there. And then, I have a funny feeling that Elias had done some tracking down, which is why we have this matchbook for this.
Is Singapore something, or am I misremembering?
No, Shanghai.
Shanghai, that's it. Sorry with this. My apologies.
Yep. No, you've got a number of things that are pointing you at
Shanghai. Tiger bar or something like that. I just remember
you've got the matchbook
Shanghai.
of the Tiger Bar. You've gotten a number of shipping ledgers that have talked about a Hofang import export.
That's it.
And where are they located?
Shanghai.
Okay, there's a bar with our name on it. Let's go. That's all I gotta say. This way.
this would be the first time we're not actively being chased out of a country. We can leave on our own free will.
I hope so. Do we want to stop off at Cairo first to check on the good curator, or just go all the way down to one of the port cities along the Mediterranean and take the Suez out?
I'd say we drop him a line. We drop a line to the Elias Jackson's lawyers. Just let everybody know we're still alive, and get the hell out of the country.
Keep on running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing.
Okay.
We do. Yeah.
You're heading to Port Said to catch passage.
To Shanghai.
Perfect.
I'm going to try to set up so that we have a hotel to go to. once
Very,
we reach there.
very well. So the trip will take about a month. And so you will arrive in Shanghai at the end of November. And that's where we'll pick things up.
Cool.
I'd say let's hold off on investigative development, and we'll do it when Bill's here. So we'll do it at the start of the next session. I will try to have the beginning of the China chapter done in time for our next normal meeting in 2 weeks, which would be the 7th of June, if that works for everybody.
What's that going to be? What date is that going to be?
Sunday, June 7th.
It shouldn't be a difficulty for me. What about you guys?
I don't have any issues.
All right. We'll, we can fine-tune scheduling or whatever in the in-between time. But thank you, everybody. Was a fun night tonight.
I actually thought it was going to be much worse.
Want to go through the portal?
Going through the portal, especially after lying, would have involved your character, you needing a new character for next time.
Yes.
I
could have rolled a new character.
If you'd been a little more forceful, I would have flubbed a roll, man.
Well, I guess I could have. Pushed it.
You could have pushed it, or spent 10 luck.
That's true.
I mean, it's just, after seeing our poor other idiots go through and just die horrible deaths.
If you had been telling the truth and taking him up on his offer, then again you would have needed a new character, but you wouldn't have died horribly. You just would have become a recurring villain later on in the basically you would have been Alejandro. I have to know.
I must know. So good, so close.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Folks watching live on stream, thank you very much. And let's see, do I know anybody who's got a nice D&D stream or something like that going on right now? No. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And we will see you all next time. Take it easy.
Right, take care.